Hmm.
What else are you playing, Jason? And
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm? Oh, still playing Fallout 76. I've
Mm-hmm.
only played it like once since Smash came out because I've just been honestly been working a lot. But no, it's still good. And like I don't know, I'll still like every now and then like Laura will play like a Spotify playlist or it'll come on iTunes like one of the songs and it just makes me think of the game and how like it reminds me of stuff. And like I wish the game were better. And so I think that if we were to do like a game of the year awards like show, if there was
Mm-hmm.
like a most disappointing game, it would definitely be Fallout 76. Um,
Mm.
but it's I don't know, like it's just uh, the fact that I'm like lost for words just makes me feel really bad about it. But I think that it could be good, and I've been following the Reddit a lot for it, and people are offering some really awesome suggestions that maybe Bethesda will do, but they probably won't. Um, but I mean, we'll see. I think that the game would benefit from a bit more like TLC in terms of storytelling. And I think that if they took away some of the restrictions, like where you can place your camps, and then your weight limit again, and then the amount of crappy stuff you get before you get really good stuff, I think that would make the game a bit better. Um, Basically, kind of stripping away some of the MMO aspects of it and making it an actual Fallout game. I think that might be what the game needs.
Mm.
Um, that being said, it still looks gorgeous, like you can see from the trailer here, and like that world alone is like worth exploring. So I think that if you're going to play for anything, it would be just to experience that, but you have to trudge through a lot of crap to get
Mm.
there. So we'll see.
So, last week when you and I were streaming Overwatch, and I asked you some pointed questions about Fallout 76, you
Mm-hmm.
seemed a little more upbeat about it then than
Mm-hmm.
now. What happened?
Well, perfectly honest, I had played it like right before we had streamed.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that just sitting back on it and thinking about it more, I'm just thinking, do I really want to keep playing? And the answer is yes. Like I really do want to, but I think that it's been I think 17 or 18 hours that I've played so far in the game, and I feel like I've done very little, and I also don't know what else to do. And so like
Oh.
I'll see people that are level like 70, and I'm like, how are you level 70? And so like as I'm trying to explore places to do more stuff, like I'm just getting annihilated. So I wonder if I'm hitting a kind of wall where I need to play with other people in order to get better gear to play the game, more. And like I don't want to play with people I don't know. So
Mm.
it's just maybe that's what's getting to me. But it's still fun, and like I would still keep going back to it.
Well, Bethesda did say that you can play the whole thing without playing with people.
Yeah, yeah, and I
So
agree with that. I just think it'll be a little tough because I know like to get the better weapons and stuff, like the plans to make them, you have a better chance if you're playing with someone else because
yeah,
you would share them. So that could make a difference. But then the little nitpicks here and there are also what kind of digs away at it. So
yeah,
we'll
for
see.
sure.
I mean, I think if I were to rate the game on a scale of like 1 to 10, it would be at least a 5, maybe a little bit more. But since I'm hoping the game will grow within the year that's going to be out, it eventually can get up there to an actual quality game.
I'm just taking Bethesda at their word because, as we all know, Bethesda never lies about anything. So
Never, never.
I mean, that PS3 version of Skyrim runs
yeah,
fantastic, right?
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
The
yeah.
longer
I
you
played
play
Skyrim on my watch earlier, so
Mm. I wonder if that'll be happening one day. It
I
probably
don't
will.
know. Give them time. I'm sure it'll happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Matt, John, have you? Well, I mean, I was gonna say asking you if you guys, like, how do you? I know you've played Fallout before,
Mhm.
and were you planning on picking up Fallout 76 before any of the stuff happened?
So I don't know, Johnny. Do you want to take it, or do you want me to take it?
Mine's a real quick answer. To be honest, I wasn't even, I didn't know a lot about the game when it first even got announced, and I really had no interest. I'll be honest with you. I've seen some of the videos and that, and it's just to me, it's another game that's going to take up more time, and I've already got a bunch of games on the go that I
Mhm.
want to, get through, and maybe eventually, but right now it's just not on my radar.
I mean, it could be one of those games too, where in a year it's a lot better, like No Man's Sky, for instance, or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, I was excited for it. I mean, anytime I hear about new Fallout, I'm excited. But I heard it was multiplayer. I heard it was online, and then that was tempered a little bit. And then once I started hearing the sort of preliminary reviews about it, I wasn't going to get it on day one. I knew that. I was gonna wait a little bit, and then literally it was just a flood of just negativity, negative reviews, people saying they didn't like it, and then I went, oh, maybe I'll wait a little bit, and
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I mean, knowing my like how I play and the things that I like, I might, I might play it. I might get something out of it. But from everything I've heard, I don't know. Maybe I think I'll wait. Maybe they make it a bit better. I don't know. But I don't know. I got Xenoblade and Nino Kuni waiting. I got way too much going on.
Yeah, I think your point about the game taking up a lot of time, John, it makes a lot of sense. Like that really is probably the big issue. You have so many better games that you could play. But I mean, that being said, like I still feel like the game can offer really quality moments. Like the things that stand out most when I was talking to Jet before on the Overwatch stream, like small things will happen or like little interactions will occur if you like read the prompts for them and then like go explore this one specific place. Or like if you actually maybe get into a character and think like, I'm a survivor here, like I don't want to die, as opposed to thinking, oh, if I die, I'll respawn. Like if you like kind of role play it, it actually is like it could be really fun and very atmospheric. And so I think that's what Bethesda should leverage more of and push for that, as opposed to the gameplay aspect that also kind of sucks. Like they should make the atmosphere, which is the best part, just take off. And that's what makes Fallout. Like it's all about atmosphere. So I think they have that right and going in the right direction. Just keep going.
Well, further to your point of sort of what makes Fallout, I enjoy a lot of, and again, this is the same complaint that a lot of people have, is the no NPCs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that was a huge part of it. I know it's kind of half and half with the NPCs and then the game and the area and the places you explore.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like from what I've heard, and again, I haven't played it, you could probably talk more about it, but interacting with terminals all the time and reading everything, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like not really my style. Like I enjoyed interacting with the people in Fallout 4, specifically in Fallout Vegas for sure, New Vegas.
Yeah.
But
yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I think that like the point I was just saying, like you need to read those things to get there, but like people aren't going to do that because it's not fun to read green and black text like all the time. And again, to getting back to what I talked about with Jet on the stream, there are like definitive factions that are in the world, but like in other Fallout games, but everyone is dead because it's Fallout 76. So I think that in the future it would be really cool to again explore the idea of the narrative aspect and push forward for that, and then maybe say something like, hey, the Brotherhood of Steel is coming to this town or coming to the area of Appalachia, like, and then there are actual NPCs that come into the game and now they are there. And then maybe also at the same time, one of the raider groups also comes in and now they are there. And then you can keep the same world, but now you actually have brought in NPCs and you've done it in such a way that it doesn't feel forced. Yeah, it doesn't feel forced. Yeah. It follows the storyline. And then you actually feel like you came out of the vault. There was no one here. Oh crap, the world is awful, but people are still fighting for this land. What side am I going to take? Because then there's actual stakes and I actually care. And like, that would be really cool, but we'll see.
But that begs the question, like, do you need to do that with other people or could you just go back and play Fallout 4 or Fallout New Vegas, right?
It's true. I agree. But I mean, like, I don't know. I want to play Fallout 76. So like if I want them to do that. And yeah, we'll see.
I've always wondered, like, the last high profile case of a game like this, No Man's Sky, where it came out and just wildly disappointed a whole bunch of people. And a year or two later, they put in all these updates to make the game better. Like, did they get their return on investment back on that extra work? Like, I know from a position of PR, they kind of had to save face where they promised all this stuff. And had they not gone back to try and fix things, maybe they wouldn't get any other work again. Like Bethesda, though, they're not necessarily in that position where this would completely tank the company. I think they could come back and say, hey, it's Skyrim 6 and we're just going to cut all the other stuff from Fallout 76 and make $1 billion again. And they could just, and maybe it makes more sense for them to just leave this game behind. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's possible. I think they could. I think that would be really crappy for the people that have invested. But I think that Fallout will endure. So I think if you just made Fallout 5, like, not all will be forgiven, but at least you'll go into the right direction and Fallout 76 will be a funny side story. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's possible. Like, I don't think Fallout's going anywhere, even if this is a disaster. So I don't think it's going anywhere bad after that. It's still going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't there a tweet or something it was a high up at Bethesda basically saying like, don't worry, this will all be over soon, or something essentially along those lines. Like,
Oh, God.
we have more games coming. Like, I don't know what it was, but there was something like that. I mean, it wasn't quite worded like that, but and then with them at E3 as well, announcing, Skyrim, which is like what 5-6 years off.
Yeah, right.
Like, you know what I mean? What's the point, right? So I mean, if they were all in on Fallout 76, they wouldn't be announcing Skyrim 6
Yeah.
or whatever. You know what I mean?
Very
So, and that's the second game. I mean, there's a game before that has to be made.
That space game, right?
Yeah, the space one. Yeah. So I don't know.
Matt, you're just driving the dagger, and now you're
listen.
back and
No, man. You know what? Like I said, if I started playing it, I'd probably enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know, man. Like, it just seems, I don't know. I feel like it almost feels like Bethesda just wants to forget this one. Like, just let it do what it is and let people enjoy it. If they're enjoying it, they'll likely fix some things and they'll do some upgrades and stuff. But didn't they release an upgrade or a patch or something that was bigger than the actual game? Like,
they already
after
released
the game launched?
a couple multiple gigabyte patches already. So
so I don't know. I think a lot of people will have fun with it, but that's actually funny. So Jenna the Fool just commented and said, a coworker of mine called 76 a weird Fallout 4 mod.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah.
It's like,
Also,
what if we
Asian-
modded it but took out all of the NPCs? Like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's okay. The next update for Fallout's going to be space.
Yeah, space Fallout.
Yeah, space Fallout.
Well, you can stop ragging on my game.
No, you know what, man? Maybe it'll be like No Man's Sky. Maybe in 2 years we'll be sitting there going like, man, I can't believe it got so good. This is
Greatest
exactly what we
comeback
were
story
waiting
in
for.
history.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.